grasshopper airplane cannot fly very.
Good evening, gamers, and welcome back to Hellstorm Wargaming. My name is Mikey, and welcome to the Monday Show. The Monday Show is the stream that we do every single Monday at 7 PM, where we talk about all things that are happening in the world of Warhammer. More specifically, the old world of Warhammer today, I believe, because I don't know if I started drama or I'm just getting hate for just existing again. But otherwise, we're going to be talking old world today. So let me know who you are, where you're watching from. Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing? How are you doing? I am early, Justice Sanders. Don't you forget it, buddy. I am early. Big C, thank you so much for the 6 months. Wow, Mikey, your mum let you have 2 The Old World boxes. 2 The Old World. That sounds funny. You let you have 2 The Old World boxes. Absolute scenes. Absolute scenes indeed, mate. Absolute scenes indeed. Oh my god, my camera is not liking the lights in the background today. It's very reflective. Did I move them? It's fine. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I can see that. I just noticed that, Arhin. I don't know why it's suddenly giving off loads of lens flare. Suddenly is if I sit like this. That's fine. If I just sit like this. Just new. I've not had that before. I don't know if my camera's lower. No, it's still happening. I must have knocked that light somehow. It's fine. It's fine. Give me BRB. What's... I don't know if I made that worse. How is that happening? I've not moved them. Anyway, Popcorn Scorpion, thank you so much for the 23 months. Me angry because Twitter says so. Boo Mikey. Yeah, boo me indeed. Fuck me, right? I don't know why I don't just go fuck myself. That would probably be easy for everyone. Defo in his pants. No, I'm wearing trackies. I'm trying to be professional. Anyway, Big C, thanks so much for the 6 months. Popcorn, thank you for the 23 months. That's very kind of you. That's very, very kind of you, gentlemen. Thank you so much. The video seems darker. I put more light in the video. What do you mean darker? I normally have this like look closer, but I don't. Or maybe it's not reflective as much. I'm trying moving things around to make it better, and it's not working. Hellstorm directed by JJ Abrams. Wah, wah. One sec, let me try this. One sec. Move that out there. The lens flare is still there. Unless you. Can I do it from here? Can I do it? Can I do this? No? This? Nope, that didn't get rid of the lens flare. Anyway. How are we all doing? I know I'll fix it, one second. God damn. I tried turning it down a bit. That seems to be better. There we go. Sure, you should adjust the camera and stuff before I go live. I didn't notice it until I went live. Because I was stood up and now I'm sat down. Hello, Anime Man. How you doing? I knew you liked Two Kings, but didn't know you were such a big Flesh Eater Corpse fan. Huh? Is this Mammy missing something? Is this a Bretonian thing? Why is this amateur? I don't appreciate all the hate I'm getting. Listen, I'm getting enough hate. I don't need more for my own chat. You guys are supposed to be on my side. You're supposed to be on my side, and all I'm getting is hate. Anyway, Manny Mar, thanks for the 20 months. This is like watching Star Trek into influencer privilege. Fuck's sake. Oh, man. Anyway, yeah, I'm getting loads of hate about the old world. Should I talk about the old world today? Everybody's talking about the old world. I already feel like I'm late and it's not even out yet. It's been available for like 2 days. The day cards are beautiful, even with the spelling errors. There's only one spelling error, and I left that on purpose. So you would comment, there's a spelling error. And no one did. I just got DMs about it. I'm like, that's not the point. I want you to comment there's a spelling error. The hive mind is fickle. The hive mind can go fuck itself. That's what I think. Wait, you're the hive mind. Sorry. Can't spell chat without hat. E. If you weren't generating drama, where would the channel be? Yeah, that is true. I would still just be a small channel that was kind of boring. Seems a bit pointless doing any content now. It's all sold out anyway. That's true. That's why I'm getting so much hate. Okay. Look, I'm going to come across as a bit of a knobhead, okay? I might do, I might not, okay? However, I'm in a very fortunate position that Games Workshop, even though I criticise them, that has landed me in a lot of hot water with Games Workshop. Even though I criticise it, which I usually think is quite valid, okay? They send me stuff, okay? They send me stuff to review. And the reason they send me stuff to review is because it's free marketing. They send me a product, okay? And I'll probably make a video about it, okay? Some companies, I charge money, okay? I ask them for money. Sometimes in Games Workshop stuff, I can just make videos and guaranteed views. Sometimes when people want stuff promoting, I don't have guaranteed views. So there's like an exchange there, okay? And sometimes Games Workshop have like paid for stuff to be done, you know, in like indirectly, not always just through product, but indirectly they've paid for stuff to happen on the channel, you know. But the problem is that Games Workshop are very good at building hype, but at the minute they're no good at delivering the product. Okay, it's getting quite frustrating. As an influencer, all I'm getting every time I fucking like make a video on something or talk about something and it gets sold out, okay, they fucking just upset me. They just sell out and I get hate about it. Everyone just fucking goes at my neck like, you got the old world and I couldn't get one. You got the Kilting box and I didn't get one. You know what? The first time it started happening was fucking Curse City, alright? I love that game, but it can go fuck itself. I got so much hate about making content about Curse City, okay? Because no one could buy it, and then it disappeared off the shelves, and I had no idea why. They never explained themselves why, okay? I love that game. It's so good. But we just had to stop making content. What was the point of making content about it when you couldn't buy it? You couldn't buy the game, okay? And that was like the first time. I think that might have been a bit of a catalyst. I think that might have been a bit of a catalyst for people just to hate influencers. Influencers. I hate that word. It's so annoying. You know? I think that was the first time that people just started going, fuck them. They're getting, there's like the vitriol. I can't do fuck all about it. I can't do fuck all about it. It's nothing to do with me. Something turns up at my door. Sometimes it turns up with time for me to make a video for the day. Sometimes it turns up 4 days or 5 days before, and I spend every waking moment scraping fucking mold lines so I can try and make content. And then I'm like, I don't have content. I'm going to post a picture. And I post a picture, and I get comments like this one. Okay. Oh, look at me. I got free stuff. Look, peasants, you couldn't buy it. But I got it for free and rub it in your face. This is just one, but this one annoyed me. This one really ticked me off. I'm just like, what's the point? You know? What's the point? Just watched a new video and now I'm here. Let's go. Hey guys, how you doing, buddy? It's all your fault. I was definitely not going to buy one, but it's your fault anyway. Cheers, Mandy. It's part of their damage control strategy, says Lambo. Give the product to influencers, they'll blame them and not GW for his lack of for his lack of stock. But also, yeah, I do stock hustles as side management. I manage the stock, actually. I love the stock. Okay. As I said in my story, I handpicked this person. This person wanted something. Games Workshop sent me a list with their name on it, with all the items they wanted. And I said, I'll have all of those, please. Send them to me. Don't bother sending it to whoever this is. I'm a famous influencer. Send every piece to me. Okay? That's what I said. I got up that morning and said, fuck that guy. Like, yes, Andy, yeah, I can appreciate why people might be annoyed that they can't get stock. Okay? You want to buy something and it comes out and it sells out. You're going to be a bit annoyed. That is understandable. Okay? That is fine. Like, yeah, you're allowed to be annoyed. But also, one, it's not limited run, okay? It's going to come back in stock. When? Fuck knows. It's going to come back in stock. They've said the box things, the big boxes, aren't limited run. They're just available, okay? Because I don't know if they're going to release it separately, or I don't know if they're going to release a lot of it separately. It'll be big brain for shelves to sell all your skeleton warriors, archers, and chariots and horsemen in one box, and then put a bone dragon next to it, okay? But the point is, right, it's not limited run. It's going to come out again, okay? It's going to come back in stock. So all you're doing is complaining that you can't get it now. You can't have it now, and that's my fault. Like, I'm sorry if do I sound, like, entitled? Or did they sound entitled? Do I sound big-headed? Because, like, it's my job. I can't just sit here and get Old World and pay and play it and not make content about it. Okay? I will get told off. They'll be like, strike one. You haven't done anything with that. Oh, the next one. Strike two. You haven't done anything with that. All right, we'll pull him into a meeting. Okay? Let's pull him into a meeting. Why haven't you made this? And I'm like, every time I do, I get hate. They're like, well, you got one more strike. Okay? There's not actually a strike system, but you're like, you know. I'm just like, giving you an example of how things can go. Then they'll go strike three, get fucked. Off you go. Bye. See ya. Bye. There's like 9,000 million other people that that do make stuff. We don't need you. You know, it's just like, it's just frustrating. It's just really frustrating. Because I'm like, here I am trying to make cool content. Everyone's hyped about Old World. I'm really hyped about Old World. Okay. I'm really hyped about Tomb Kings. Okay. I painted my Mortec guard like Tomb Kings because I like Tomb Kings. And now they're back, albeit old models, but also fine. It's just frustrating. It's just what I'm supposed to do. How many strikes all the AOS stock you don't make content about? I don't get all the AOS stock. At this point, at this point, they cannot be limited, can they? People need that stuff to play the game, and they put the templates back into regular stock. Yeah, they've put a lot of stuff back into regular stock. But they're going to have to start selling artillery dice again, I think. This guy doesn't even know Old World. He got into 40k with Dawn of War, fake fan. Get fucked, Valrak. Valrak. Also, I need to DM you about something really cool. Fuck off. I know Old World. I've got one model, okay? I've got one single model. Suck it. Suck it. Show me your one model, Valrak. Show me your one Old World model. Your helmet doesn't count, okay? Your helmet doesn't count. Even I got a box, I saw, and it was a scam like the rest of your channel. Okay? Okay. More like dick in a box, literally. When you say helmet. Yeah, that doesn't count. Even though that is old. And old, covered in mold lines and dust. Like the new models. I'm curious if the person wrote that is subscribed to your channel is just salty. Maybe they're just maybe they subscribed and salt it. But I think that's all it is. It's just salt. That's all it is. It's just fucking annoying. Just like fuck off. You know, if you've got a problem, go to Games Workshop. Okay, I'm not in charge of their marketing. I'm not in charge of their stock. Okay. You're quite interested in it. That's why it's sold out. That's why I'm making content about it. What is there to understand? Anyway. Do you reckon pending popularity they make new Tomb King models like Bretonia, or do they think they'll keep it retro? New Tomb King models like Bretonia. They have made new Tomb King models. You know? They have made new Tomb King models. They've not made like new infantry and stuff, but they've made new ones. But yeah, if the game's popular, they're gonna make new stuff for all the factions. Valrak, who saw an image of a Bretonian knight and made it his second personality. Yeah, Mikey Game, this is the boys chat. Exactly. No grey name cringe. Look at the chat to Master Valrak. All grey. All grey, all cringe. Okay. There's content in the room with us right now. There actually is, yeah. The box lid is there. And then there's the rulebook there. It's there. There are contents everywhere. I can't... Wait, 1 second. 1 second. Excuse me. What is this? I can't believe Chatsmaster Vara would stoop this low to watch a Hellstorm stream. I can't believe this grey name would say, I can't believe Chatsmaster Vara would stoop this low and watch a Hellstorm stream. Okay. Fine. Don't then. Don't watch it. There you go. Take that. Take that. Take that. What are you going to do about it? You've got nothing. You've got no power here, grey names. Varak's getting timed out next. Okay? Varak's getting timed out next. Could you imagine reading grey name Hellstorm Fab? No, that would be so cringe. That would be so cringe. I made sure you don't miss anything. Yes, you've missed loads. Don't do that. Don't do that. Valrak's like, I don't like talking about Mikey because I don't want him to get him on the blacklist. Also Valrak. Oh dear. Oh dear God. We'll get on the phones. Brilliant. That's it. Call him a grey no cringe. He tries to stab me in the back. If I'm going down, I'm taking it with me. Oh man. Big love to you, Mary. I said I need to message you about an idea I've got. It will be good. Andy, thank you so much for the gifted, brother. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, bud. I really appreciate it, man. Overboard makes you say thank you. It's been nice knowing you. It's funny because I'll get called into a meeting if anyone saw that. Good job they don't watch my live streams. At least once you're kicked out, you can talk about the leaks. I don't know what leaks are. What is a leak? Okay, is that what you put in dinner? Legally, is that what you put in dinner? He needs to keep an eye on his plays. Hellstormwargaming. You know, Tetsumas Varric is a director in the GW marketing department. He needs to make sure influencers are doing their job. Do you feel influenced? I gave you the drama about the 2 boxes. I've told you what the drama is. Hellstormwargaming is the idea using Chattermouse Varric's employee ID to sneak into GW warehouse to leak pictures. Varric does work for GW. He's one of them factory grunts. That's why he took a picture of that's why I took a picture of the Tomb King's box and put it on Twitter. He's just a little grunt, you know. A little runtling working at Games Workshop. He's the biggest bootlicker there. That's all I'll say. That's all I'm gonna say. There's the real leak. There's the real leak. Miniac is Alfarius. Varric wishes he was as big as Miniac. He wishes he was well known as leaking. Varric's been leaking Warhammer for 9,000 years and still hasn't had as much attention as Miniac at that one time. Overboard, thank you for so much for passing on the gift. There we go. Thank you so much. Be like Overboard, be like Andy Tech Dad, and give some memberships. Okay, give some memberships by supporting me to support your fellow chatters to stop being cringe and joining the Hellstorm Discord by typing !Discord, which will give you a link. It's free to join, but if you are a member, you get to access to the premium side of the Discord, which is way better. I actually respond in there. And also, if you are a $4.99 tier or higher, you do get behind the scenes content, whether that's via Discord or via videos. Hell yeah, Mandy! Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go, Mandy! Thank you so much for the 10 gifted! Oh, Varric just texted me. Thank you so much for the 10 gifted, brother. Oh, I can't show you that. It's good now. It's very good. All I'll say is, it's very funny. Oh, man. Thank you so much for the 10 gifted, Mandy. You're a legend. You're so good. Very, very kind.
Rejoined.
Very kind. Very epic, okay? Very, very cool.
Member.
Begging for members cringe. That's you, mate. Learn from the best. The story of Miniac is also the lamest leak story of all time. Imagine leaking something one day and get kicked out. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I mean, it was his own fault, but he was also like pretty yikers. He was pretty shit at the time. Don't beg for members. Learn from Varric and say that the gift member button is broken. That's all to test it. The gift member button is broken. Okay. I will say though, you are probably getting scammed in terms of memberships. Okay. You are probably getting scammed. All these green names getting scammed. Just wanted to let you know. if you have an iPhone, okay, you are getting scammed. You are literally 100% getting scammed. If you watch on iPhone, you're getting robbed. There's a reason you can't gift memberships via iPhone. There's a reason you're getting scammed. It's because Apple charge 30% of whatever you buy on your phone, okay? So I keep saying to people, you could become a member for as little as £1.99, okay? It's not, if you buy it on an iPhone, it's 30% extra, okay? So if you are going to become a member, if you are going to be gifting memberships or anything like that, do it via a computer. Even if you watch on your phone, do it via a computer. It's something that I've never really clicked. You know, it's never like really like clicked in my head. Like, yeah, they always charge an extra 30% on anything you buy via your iPhone, okay? 23 months on my phone. Sorry, Popcorn. Was it playing MacBooks? No, it's only via the app, because it's via the App Store you're buying it, essentially. As far as I'm aware, Mac doesn't. Varric always tells us on iPhone to give. Because he's a big scammer, okay? That's because he's a big scammer. Don't join on your iPhone for 30% on $2.99. Buy a $2,000 PC and register there. No, but if you have like a computer or an Android like device that you have access to, don't gift via iPhone. Don't buy membership via iPhone, okay? Do it via a PC. So if you want to go test it to prove, if you want to prove that it's 30% cheaper, now's the time to test it. Now's the time to test. Varric sold me crypto the other day. That's true. What would Varric's crypto be called? Probably bad. Stupid to Varric's tricks. Well, dude. Anyway, have we all seen this? The big drama of the weekend. Okay, the big drama of the old world is them releasing a product that everybody wanted. Fistcoin. I would have Googled that. Brilliant. Is this crypto confirmed? Wouldn't it be Primark coin, let's be honest? And then he get a cease and desist and act like he didn't know he was going to get one. Anyway, the big drama of the weekend was not that the stock was out, okay? Because Games Workshop had an ultimate marketing technique. They had the ultimate marketing technique that no one saw coming, except for everybody. No one saw it coming. And I don't know if anyone spotted it. They might realise now. But Games Workshop went into the weekend knowing they didn't have enough stock. So what they did the night before pre-orders was genius. Okay? It was really genius. What they did was upset half the community that were bothered about buying Old World by launching this the night before. So not as many people wanted to buy it, but then even loads of people wanted to buy it anyway. So if you haven't seen the real drama has been the fact that they spoke about launching PDFs or indexes essentially for factions that are listed here. And then the night before being very ham-fisted and going, please note, the following factions won't be considered legal for tournaments and won't receive ongoing support. And the factions are as follows: Lizard Men, Dark Elves, Skaven, Ogre Kingdoms, Vampire Counts, Demons of Chaos, and Chaos Dwarves. They essentially legendsed that the factions that are part of the new game that were part of the old game. We want to be clear at the last possible moment. Let me be clear. Someone told me it was time to rebase my Skavens and back to Warhammer Fantasy. Thank God I said fuck that. So yeah, so like basically the night before they said all of these factions which aren't part of the upcoming narrative, aren't actually tournament legal, won't get any update ever. And there's a lot of speculation why. There's a lot of speculation, or like not even like speculation why. I think a lot of it comes down to people being really confused, because obviously all of these factions are very iconic to the old world, right? Our base size has changed. Yeah, most infantry have gone to 25 mil. But I was watching Rob the Honest Wargamer on his Square-based community, Square-based podcast about this, which raised some points that was quite interesting. One of them being to do with AOS and the Specialist Design Studio, or Citadel Specialist Design Studio, being two different studios within the same company, and they're trying to protect their profits and loss on each game, essentially. You know, that like essentially like watching, like, because they've got different product lines, and different product lines, the better they do, the more investment they get, the more things that they can do. They don't want like this crossover internally. Supposedly, that's what Rob is. Like, I'm quoting Rob, quoting someone else. I can learn the Honest Wargamer. No, because I'm not a Twitch scrub. Okay, I'm a YouTube scrub, right? But which is a valid point. So essentially, they don't want people buying AOS models for the old world, because that does something with profits and loss, and they don't want people to be like, well, they bought Lizardmen for old world, so half of that product, like half of that fucking profits ours. I don't know, some shit like that, something like that. But I think it's quite obvious, like even outside of internal battles of Games Workshop, why these factions aren't in the old world or aren't going to get updated, are essentially legends, legacy factions. You know? I think what you got to remember is that all of these factions, except for Chaos Dwarves. Chaos Dwarves is the outlier, but I think that's because it was an old Forge World army. All of these armies are very iconic to the AOS like brand. Okay, all of these are very iconic to the AOS brand. Okay, Lizardmen, or known as Seraphon, have just had a huge range update. Dark Elves, you have Marathi as part of the Daughters of Cain, which are Dark Elves, as like a huge iconic piece in Age of Sigmar. You know, Skaven, well, Skaven are just a big faction. I don't know. A lot of their stuff came out in the end times. They haven't really had loads of new models since. But they are quite iconic. You know, they're a very distinct faction. Ogre Kingdoms, again, not had a lot of updates since the old world, but they are a very distinct faction. Vampire Counts are a very distinct faction, because that's literally where Nagash lives, basically. You know, in the Soul Blight Gravelords list. Demons of Chaos I can't really speak for. Chaos Dwarves I can't really speak for. But these top first 5 factions are all very distinct from Age of to Age of Sigmar now. Because what we have to remember is the old world came out... the old world died. Warhammer Fantasy Battles died because it was a shit game that wasn't selling. Okay? Or maybe you liked that game. That's fine. I liked that game too. But the game wasn't selling. No one cared about it. So they binned it. And what they did is they reinvented it into the Age of Sigmar. That was like a big thing. That's why it happened. So Age of Sigmar is a continuation of Warhammer Fantasy Battles, but then Games Workshop have realised the Total War Warhammer is really popular, and maybe we can use nostalgia, and also we've got the old molds out of the bin to put them back into service. Whilst I love the new models, the mold lines are awful, okay? The mold lines are terrible. They are really, really bad. They aren't new molds. They aren't recut. They aren't new sprues. They are the same tools that they were using 10 years ago, okay? Not only are the models old, the mold lines are worse. However, the thing is with it is that the game died, so they reinvented it into Age of Sigmar to make it a new thing. And obviously, Age of Sigmar is become its own beast. It's one of the most popular war games on the table, only being outsold to 40k, okay? As far as I'm aware. Okay, it's still massive. So the thing is with it is all of these factions are very like set in Age of Sigmar now, and they aren't set in the old world due to brand identity, I think. I think brand identity is like a huge thing. I think we've just seen it with 40k and 10th edition. Horus Heresy units were canned. They were legends, they were canned, they got rid of. You can't use Horus Heresy models in 40k without permission because they're legends. Okay? they are like, they essentially, like, rather than having this like crossover of models and crossover of games, you know, I want to use a Leviathan, I'm going to use it in my 40k army. Okay, now I'm going to use it in my Heresy army type deal. They put a big wall in between it, okay, and said, no, this is a Heresy unit. You can use it casually, but in our official tournament pictures, in our official tournament things and this and whatever, you can't use that. You have to use 40k units. You can't use Horus Heresy units in your games of 40k. And I think this is exactly the same that's happened here. These 5 factions have been very relevant in Age of Sigmar, but they were super relevant in Warhammer Fantasy Battle, and what they've done is they've kind of gone, we need these to be separate, so when people see a Skaven army, they think Age of Sigmar. When people see a Seraphon army, they think Age of Sigmar. Now, I can't speak for Chaos. I don't know what models they're going to be using. I don't think they're going to be like, go out and buy Age of Sigmar models and put them on square bases. I don't think that's what they're going to do. Now, you can do that, and that's totally fine. I'm not saying you can't. I don't think the branding that, or the marketing speak that Games Workshop will come out with is going to be that. Because I think I have an example. Let me see if I can find it, okay? 1 second. I think I have an example. I should have prepared this, but I didn't. I found one. To a point that I don't think that these will be, that the idea will be to use AOS models in Warhammer Fantasy Battles or the old world, is that the branding, the models are old. Okay? This is from the Ravening Hordes book, as you can see. This Demon Prince is the old Demon Prince. These Marauders are the old Marauders. These Warriors are the old Warriors. These Knights are the old Knights. Okay? Now, this could be because they already have them on square bases and they wanted them for promotion. Okay? But all of the models that are shown off in here, like here, look, we got another Demon Prince in the top corner. That's the old Demon Prince, as you can see. All of these models in this book are old. Again, it could be due to the fact that they wanted them on square bases. They had them on square bases. But I think Games Workshop want to make a clear distinction between Age of Sigmar line and what the old world line. And I think that's probably why we get images like this. Now, a lot of people are kind of saying old world is a fun game. Right, it's not a competitive game. Okay, use legacy factions, you know. Right, and that's fine, and I probably like agree as well. I think that's totally fine. I think using Lizardmen models in Age of Sigmar is fine. And using them in Old World is fine. But all I'm saying is I think they're going for this ham-fisted approach of saying they're all banned, get fucked. I think they're going for that approach is because they want this brand identity or brand distinction, I think. I think that's probably the reason, you know. Now, again, like, people are going out and saying they're going to use it again square base. They've called them renegade factions, which I thought was quite funny. And they're going out and saying we're going to allow them and everyone should allow them. And I think that's probably fine as well. Because I don't think the old world's going to get like loads and loads and loads of updates all the time, like 40k or AUS would. I think they're going to get updates, but I don't think they're going to be as frequent. So I think allowing people to just play anything they want is also fine. And if they aren't as good as other factions, that's also fine. If they're really broken, you know, then the normal core factions, then maybe there's an issue. But I think they'll probably just be worse. Because either they'll be equal or they'll be worse, in my opinion. Because I think they'll make them worse so you want to go out and buy a new army. And at that point, it doesn't matter if they're allowed in tournaments, you know. But anyway, there's my rant about why why legacy factions are a bit dumb. I think it's a silly idea, but I also kind of understand why. Again, there's internal battles, there's rumours going around, but I think it's just like as someone who analyses Games Workshop moves quite a lot, I think it's a brand identity thing. They don't want people to buy a Lizardman army, play it in Old World for so a little Timmy to come up and be like, "What's that?" And you go, "Lizardmen," and they go up and see Age of Sigmar, and it's not the game that they saw, right? You know. No cross purchasing, exactly. Yeah, it's brand identity, I think. Let me catch up with chat anyway. People are just going to buy the new stuff anyway. Totally agree. I think people will buy the new stuff, but I think promotional, official marketing won't endorse that, you know? Everyone talking about 3D printing. I think 3D printing is going to be huge because the game's been so like left alone for so long. I think it's just had so much time to have 3D prints developed. You know, I think that's probably going to be a big issue for Games Workshop. Look at 9th Age. You know, there's so many repositories of 3D prints for 9th Age or the 9th edition Warhammer Fantasy Battles, the community-driven one. And no one cared about it because it was unofficial. And I think that's what they're trying to go for these legacy factions. You don't need permission to use Legends units. The official line is to get permission off your opponent. Oh shit, Jay! Thank you so much for the 5 gifted! Thank you so much, Jay. That's really kind of you.
Gifted.
I hope you didn't do that via an iPhone, because it does charge more than 30% more. But I do really appreciate it, Jay. Thank you so much. If you've just been gifted a membership, make sure you say thank you to Jay Taylor. Be like Jay Taylor and support the channel by gifting memberships or becoming a member yourself for as little as £1.99 plus 30% Apple tax.
Rejoined.
Thank you so much, mate. That's really kind of you. CLG, Kerry Commissar, Aaron, Sam Kaufman, and Scott Mahoney. Make sure you say thank you.
Rejoined.
Make sure you say thanks to him. Or them, even. I'll buy Rules Only. I got 9th Age. I got Kings of War. I got Cooler Models for 3D Companies and other guys that wanted to play when they killed it. Yeah, Kings of War seems to be like... The marketing from Mantic at the minute is quite funny. But also... I like... Mantic have just announced Halo. Okay, that's really cool. But it does sometimes feel like they're just hanging on the coattails of GW. Like, the marketing was quite funny the other day. They had, like, I believe he's, like, the owner or, like, one of the big guys that works there, sitting on all these Kings of War models being like, hey, we've got loads of Kings of War, so you can come buy this instead. Which I thought was quite funny, but it's also like, just ignore them, you know? It's quite funny, but also a bit like, I don't know, it just felt a bit weird, you know? Just like, Games Workshop dumb, go buy our stuff instead. It had that vibe, I think. I think Mantic's a great company. I think it probably damages them more than it helps in doing stuff like that. Buy these models, we have a game, but you can use them in other war games. Jokes aside, like, the first time I was introduced to Mantic was people using the Mantic zombies as plague zombies in 40k, in 7th. They were using the plague zombies from Mantic because the zombies were like 20 quid for 100, whereas 40k ones were like 15 for 10. Hey, Congley Stewie, thanks for becoming a member, bud. Really appreciate you. Big love, buddy. Thanks so much. Thanks so much, man. If the old world does end up being a good game, I'm 3D printing my armies, never buying the old stuff. Yeah, it's it is bad. Like, the models are bad. I don't know if I might show some pictures. I just hope you got some mold line removers. That's all I'm going to say. You know? Like, don't get me wrong, right? This is just a picture. It's just something to be aware of. Okay? Don't get me wrong. I love the old world. But like, these are really bad. Okay. These are really bad. These are my pictures. This is from my box. It might not be the same on every box. Alright? But that is supposed to be a flat shield. Okay? And as you can see, there's quite the mold line going down the hoof. As I said, these models are not just like old models. They're the old tools as well. Okay? They're definitely the old tools. Like here as well, look, you can see that it's not even a mold line anymore. It's just a mold slip in plastic somehow. Like, I think the price of the old world stuff is relatively okay, because I think the prices are like the same as they used to be. I remember like Tomb Guard being like 20 quid for 10. Now they're like 47 for 20, which sounds expensive, but that's actually probably around the same price. And the Necro Sphinx was 42 pounds when I bought one. It's 45. That isn't reflective of Games Workshop price rises in the last few years. So at least have not upped the price of these, but the mold slips are horrific. You know. Let me do another one. I've got one last one to show you from the same model. This one. This is awful. Like, you can see that and that is supposed to be a rivet, and that's supposed to be a flat shield. It is so bad. They are so bad. Quality product. Yeah, it's like, when people are like, I don't want to buy old models, I'm a bit like, you know what? Fair enough. That is awful. You know, that is really, really bad. You can see another one there. You know, that's why they are, in inverted commas, cheap. They are literally, there's like, look at that mold line there, you know. I've got a video coming out about building the old world. It's probably not going to be for a little while. I'm going to wait for all the hate to disappear. And I've got a really good video idea linked with it, which I have to wait for out of the embargo date. But yeah, like the amount of mold lines has actually been horrific. Let me see if we can find another one. One second. Was it that one? Yeah, this one. This skull. This skull has a beard. And this hand has... I don't know what that is. And the toes. Oh, man. Well, look, he has a beard. That's just a mold line. That's just flash. You know? They're not great, I'll be honest, chat. They're not great. He's got flippers, yeah. It was quite jarring. Look at the old kits and looking at the new kits, you know. Look at the mold line on his chin. That is... Look, there he is. He's got a beard. He's just a mess. Look at that. He's got a beard, chat. That is so crazy. Mold beard. It's like he's got a beard. Oh, I made that joke already.
Mold beard is like, hold, I'm keeping my facial hair, boys.
It is bad. Look at the mold. They're 20-year-old models. What do you expect? I expect like... I expect models to have decent quality because it's been 20 years. It's better than no hold. That is normal. That's fine. That's what it's supposed to be like. Also, Warhammer plays on moldy beards. Also true. Also very true. There was another one as well. Also on Twitter. What is on Twitter? Twitter.com. Oh, who was it now? Oh, who posted it? Tails. Everyone has such... I'm trying to remember what his name is. Is he... No, it's not him. Garfy? I remember everyone's using it. It's Garfy. There we go. This is like another good example as well of some of the problems with like releasing old kits is the movement trays.
The movement trays from Games Workshop. This is a public service announcement.
Public
I
service
sent some
announcement, which I
from
thought
Games Workshop for free. Some of my thoughts on my own, but I wanted to let people know. Both of mine are warped.
Mine were like this as well,
Both
by the
my
way.
sheets are horribly warped. So they're unusable.
I got 2 boxes, one for the Tomb Kings, one for the Bretonians, I think. Both of them were the same. I did just slap them under a book, but you know.
So if you're deciding to get some for yourself, and they do work, they are great. I've had these in the past when they first came out. Just make sure you buy them in store and open the box there and then, and just keep opening boxes till you get a pair of flat ones. Okay, if you're planning on getting them,
Yeah, so like the modular movement trays aren't a bad kit, but they are very, very expensive now. They are very, very very, very expensive now. Because I think they're what, £25 a box, and they used to be like 7, 6, 7. I'm sure I saw a tweet. of someone saying, yeah, they were like £6. Trying to find it. I should have prepped these tweets. I know I'm getting in a good position to a good practice to bookmark tweets that I need, but this was before I started doing it. I got like someone posted a picture of like them trays as like £6. It's quite funny. So if we were talking about groups like Fleshies at Courts on Nighthawk, I'd understand, but Vampires and Lizardmen is just dumb. Yeah, but as I said, they're quite instrumental to the AOS line now, so. I've seen a lot of Lord of the Rings players laughing about people complaining about old kits and metal models. Also true. I do think with the mold lines and the bent movement trays, it's a bit like you've had 10 years, you could have retooled these. You know, you could have got the same models, resculpted them onto sprues. Not even remake the models, just like redo them on sprues and cast them better, because you got better casting. You know, you got better casting techniques these days. But even if you're not going to do that, you could have just like redone the mold, like sharpened it a little bit. You know, they could have just sharpened the mold a little bit so there weren't so many gaps. How they redo the mold? Like they get every other mold, okay? Get the models, put them on sprues, do the magic engineering shit, and redo it. Or what they could have done is got the original one and recast that mold. You know? They could have spent a little bit of money to recast it. Because I think the models, whilst old, are probably fine. You know? Whilst they're old, they're probably fine. I think they stand up. I think they're pretty okay. They're old, but they, you know, it's kind of like, it's the old world. That's what you get. But to use the same molds for those models is, I think, a little bit of a joke. You know. I think they're taking the piss a little bit when it comes to like those sorts of mold lines. I said you've literally just got a you don't file them. Mold line removal won't help. You do need a knife, and you do just have to cut them off. You have to saw them off. It is quite bad. So, anyway. Honest Wargaming made some pretty snazzy movement trays. I think that file's available on Cults. I was talking about Discord today. I've seen that file on Cults for like 98p. So if you want some of those trays, you got a 3D printer, then go to Cults. But yeah, like 3D printing movement trays is probably going to be like the winner at the minute. So Tomb Kings does a weird choice. Tomb Kings is one of those that they the two Kings of Bretonnia, 2 armies they haven't sold for AOS at all. They were always legends for AOS. So they're like, make sense to come back. Are unusable. They are a pain in the arse if they don't sit flat. It's not that they're completely unusable, but like they are a bit of a pain in the bum if the movement trays out flat, because then your models don't sit flat and then they just fall off. Now I have a great video coming out. You really need to see it, but let's just say the ultimate innovation in movement trays, okay? Ultimate innovation. Pretty sure sheets are of stiff card are cheaper than that. Well, true. No way they still have the Masters. They'll definitely still have the Masters. Games Workshop is that sort of company. They love keeping everything. They still have the molds. Why would they not have the Masters? There's lots of choices they made that makes you think, what were they doing for 5 years? They've done nothing. They've done nothing since. Takeaway trailers, that would be pretty hype. Real players don't use movement trays, they move every model. I've seen you move loads of models, Mark. You're very good, to be fair. But yeah, that's just something, again, that's just something to be aware of when it comes to the old world, is if you did manage to get a box, again, a lot of people saying they didn't, fair enough. It's my fault, obviously. If you did manage to get a box, it's just be aware that the mold lines are horrific and the new models are crazy good compared to the old ones. But my bone dragon was snapped. The wings had snapped. Like one of like the claws, it snapped off the sprue and broke. So it's just something to be aware of as well. This whole thing is a cash grab to capitalize on Total War popularity. They'll spend no money to make improvements. Surprised there are any new sculpts at all. I mean, yeah. Is that a bad thing? You know? Is that a bad thing that they're cashing in on their IP? You know? It's not like a Star Wars game or Star Wars film just come out and they've got, here's a Star Wars themed Warhammer game. It's just their, it's their game, you know? Warcom article, 5th of Jan said the production gap. Yeah, that's true. Let me look at that article. Thanks, Hatman. Let's have a look. 5th of January. Was it the same one as the Legacy one? Yeah, here we are. You spent a long time hunting through Warhammer archives, warehouses, and the hidden corners of the factory. Which treasures are returning? Loads of great stuff is coming back. Part of this process involved looking at old kits and how to remake them. Large metal kits are ultimately quite difficult to make, but they still made the little metal kits, didn't they? They're dickheads. Why didn't they just make them all resin? Why didn't they make them all resin? Please, for the love of God. So we went through and remastered the old masters. So they've got the old masters. The ones you make an army, giants and war machines, and began a process of resculpting them with an eye for preserving details and making the construction process easier before retooling and recasting them as Forge World resin kits, which is what you should do. We spent ages in the archives searching for classic heavy metal models, and the production guys worked hard getting old molds and tools out of mothballs. Lots of cutting new molds and polishing old tools, but it's not old stock. None of the molds we're releasing were found on a pallet. Which I do believe, but they may as well have done. Because they've not been repolished. If those mold lights and those 2 boxes are anything to go by, they are not repolished. They are not resurfaced or remade kits or remade tools. You know? They are just old molds, old kits, old mold lines. And just get ready to file every detail away and re-put it back on with green stuff or something. I don't know. Total War popularity. Everyone hates Total War. Yeah, there's a lot of hate for Total War. Is it to do with the DLC or something? I feel like a lot of people started hating Dawn of War quite quick. Total War quite quickly for some reason. Well, maybe they might have had to scrub the poo off them when they had that leak. They probably did. They'd definitely just been in the garage in an old cardboard box, being like, old fantasy, written in Sharpie on the side, you know? And then they just like jet washed him and then put him back in. When was Old World originally announced? Pre-pandemic? 2019. Yeah, I think it was during the pandemic it was announced. But they never set a date. They never set a date for the Old World. They just kind of went, it's coming one day. They could have took as long as they needed. No one's forced them to put it out in January, the first week of January. That's so wild. You know? Such a wild time to release a brand new game. And then they just haven't got enough stock for it ever. You know? No one said Games Workshop, you have to buy this game this week. So I don't know what's going on. I think they've obviously like misjudged the demand for it. But to them it's great. Every product is sold out, I think. Is it every product? Most products? What am I going to buy to stop someone else getting? Let's have a look. You can buy Pegasus Knights in the book. Fine. Right, I can buy Pegasus Knights to stop someone else getting them, shall I? And then what can you get for Tomb Kings? You get Cetra. You can't get the War Sphinx anymore. You could get him the other day. I might buy Pegasus Knights. I realised I wasn't showing my screen. Pegasus Knights and Cetra the Imperishable. I'll get those two kits so someone else can't get them. They said it'll be about 4 years for a restock. Imagine it's 4 years for a restock. I did really want the Kerry and War Sphinx, but Games Workshop didn't send me one, and then I forgot to order one, and now they're out of stock. Anyway, if anyone's got a War Sphinx or a Necro Sphinx, they've got FOMO and then decided they don't want it, do let me know. But you know what? If not, I'll just wait like everybody else. Feels a bit set up to fail the way it's gone. I don't think so. I think this is like great for them, you know. The hype will still be real because people couldn't get hold of the thing that they wanted, you know. People couldn't get hold of the thing that they wanted, so now everyone's going to be like mega hyped for it. Also, the Lich Priest is £9. Weren't they always £9? They're expensive though. Fuck me. £52 for 3. You know the script, Mikey. You need to find an influencer that has a War Sphinx and get angry at them. I don't think they've sent them out. I think they've like not sent hardly anything out, which is pretty crazy. But what I find funny is they call the Tomb King an expert kit because it's resin, but don't call the Ushabti or Cetra an expert kit because they're metal. I'm going to join the protest at lack of stock. Oh, definitely. I'm well up for joining the protest. That'd be well funny. I didn't see any more details about that protest. You know? But that'd have been so fun. I'd definitely go to a protest and film it. These are quite expensive as well, the bases. They're probably all alright. Is this one that was quite egregious, the 25mm squares? The one that everybody's going to need now. How many is it? 100 bases for £30. Which is very, very expensive. Very, very... You can get them for like a tenner off eBay. For probably like 1,000. Just so you know, don't buy these. I couldn't get hold of what I wanted and I had to 3D print. Now I love what I can get out there for cheaper. Well, yeah. I mean, there's loads of companies that are making 3D prints. I'm hopefully working with a couple of companies about 3D printed Fantasy Army soon. But we'll see. Well, they are in stock. That's true, Mark. They are in stock. How much is a Necrosphinx on eBay still? They've been like £9 million forever. Oh, they do War Sphinxes. War Sphinx is cooler, I think. Cambrian War Sphinx. Oops, spelt it wrong. £170, buy it now. Let's have a look at sold, see how much they've sold recently. I would show you, but it shows you my address all the time. £120 for a War Sphinx. Why are people buying £89? Let me see if I can find one without showing my address. £75 from the United States. 27 bits. Just parts. Why do people buy this? I suppose it's quite early. That was quite early. The 3rd of January, though, £127 is crazy. Expert kit just means don't come crying to us when you inhale too much resin dust. Expert kit is because they don't sell super glue. Right? They don't sell super glue anymore. That's why it's an expert kit. They don't sell super glue. They only sell plastic glue. Why is it restricted? If you just search glue, I don't think they do even do basing glue anymore, do they? No. Yeah, they don't sell super glue anymore. That's why they call it an expert kit these days. It's very weird move to do. Like, why don't you sell stuff to build the models you sell on your website? Like, how do I build this? My expert kit. Resin and plastic. I've only got plastic glue. Why didn't they go together? You know? They just don't sell it anymore. It's crazy. So, Gino, we're going to have to not sell super glue on protest day. They're already prepared. They'll be on neckbeard stuck everywhere shouting for the YouTubers stock allocation. They did bring back super glue, did they? How do you think Old World will look in a year's time? It's a great question, Tony. I think Old World, I think the hype will die down a year. I think it'll be more close. I think there's more hype for Old World than there was Heresy. But I think the hype will probably like settle to something similar to Heresy in a year's time. You know? I think people still will really like Old World. I don't think everything will be out of stock. You know? Some of these models you've not been able to buy for like 8 to 10 years or something. So everyone's like crazy for them. You know, it's kind of like doing a made to order, but like they're actually relevant. Do you need super glue for metal models? Yeah, and resin. I really hate how GW sells their products sometimes without spending $200. I cannot buy a kit of suppressors. Also true. Also very true. It is a bit daft. I've been hyped for 2 years. The thing is, I don't think as many people will be as hyped. Feels like Judo can't decide what to do as their third game alongside 40k and AOS. Yeah, it definitely feels like they're kind of like scrambling a little bit. I think the launch of Old World is a great idea. I think the problem with it is that it's just a very like an odd time and an odd like amount of stock. You know, like an amount of like this is a brand new game and they've only got like a handful of units available, and even then they're not available because they're out of stock. You know? And only launching with a couple of armies is fine, but like I'd be interested to see how much more goes on pre-order over the next few weeks, you know? Like if this is the launch products, then I'd be interested to see what goes on pre-order in like 2 weeks, in like 3 weeks time. Or even in a month's time, what's on pre-order or what's available. It feels like a very limited amount of stuff for a whole new game. To be able to order the big scale game systems in popularity this time next year, 40k, 30k, 8 Sigmar, Old World. I think it'll still be... I think Old World will probably be more popular than 30k. So I think it'll be 40k, Sigmar, Old World, 30k. I don't think Old World will be as popular as the two giants in the room, 40k or AOS, because I think Old World has like a nostalgia problem. I really like the look of Old World. I think the look of the game looks quite fun. I like the rank and flank nerfs and stuff like that, but I only really like it because I used to like it, you know. Why do I like the Tomb Kings? Because I used to have a Tomb Kings army. Why do I want a War Sphinx? Because I used to have one, you know. But as I spoke about in my most recent video, you know, like the problem I'm gonna have is like this, like what does this mean? Why is it all so small? You know? Like, you know, I can work out a lot of it, but why is it all so small? And this is the problem I had with Horus Heresy as well, is that I don't like the way they present rules to you. You know? I think that's like a really big issue. Like, there's a lot of stuff that's on these, like, these pages, Necro Sphinx and the Skull Catapult, have, like, a lot of rules already on here. But it's just a bit like, it's just a really bad way to present rules. We've moved on, you know. We've moved on. But this is just such a dated way to do it, you know. Like, look at this profile, right? For the Skeleton Chariots. Look how many numbers there are. Look how many numbers there are there. Now, I know what all the numbers mean, but this is one unit and it has 4 profiles. You know? It's just a bit crazy. And then it's like all this. Like, all this is on different pages. It's all on different pages. So, like, I really want to play it, but I'm going to have to, like, simplify it. Because I've not looked at, like, data sheets like these in, like, years. So they're just overwhelming, you know? And I said that's why I made my my data sheets today, you know. That's why I made like, oh. That's why I made this. I know what the fuck's going on. You know? There it is, all together, bright. Look at the huge numbers. You know? Look, it's all split down, where all my weapons are actually on the profile. You know? Like, for example, the thing that bugs me as well. Again, it's just an age thing. I think it's just like a dated way to do it. Let me have a look. Look, you have the profile. You have the profile for the Leech Priest here. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit. Come here. Come here, you. There we go. You have the profile for the Leech Priest there, right? Well, then you want to put him on the Bone Dragon. So then you have to turn 2 pages. No, you don't. Let's find out. How many pages is it? He may be mounted. See page 131. 3 pages. So then it tells you to turn 2 pages. He may be mounted on a Necrolith Bone Dragon. Turn to page 142. So turn 3 to turn another 9. Now another 11 pages. So then the Bone Dragon, the profile, as you can see, his toughness is +1 and wounds is +5. Well, what's the toughness of a Leech Priest? I can't remember. Let me find it again. 1 second. 1 second. Oh, it's T4. Okay. And it was +1, so I get +1 wound. You know, and it's little stuff like that. Like, why is it across 3 pages? Why don't you just have a separate entry for it, you know? Necrolith on Bone Dragon. And then have all the profile on the on there. You know? It's like some of them are great, but some of them aren't. Because, like, he has the Wicked Claws and the Breath of Desiccation on his profile because they're unique to him. Which is great, but why couldn't they do this for every single one? They've got an entire page and so much, like, lovely art, but also wasted space where they could have just put all the profiles there. It's like a really dated way to do it, which is why I made this. Like, that just makes sense to me, you know? It's not T4 +1, it's T5. He's not got 3 wounds +5, he's got 8, you know? Now that I will, again, as I said in my video as well, like, this, I love this. I love the fact that you buy an army, you build it, right? And then it gives you a special army list in the back, which has all your rules. For each unit, gives them a cool name. They've got, some of them got magical items, which is very epic. It's got your army special rules. It's got the Law of Nakara, and then that's it. But then you have the core book in the box as well. So with the core book in the box and this, you can go play a 1250 point game, which I think is really nice. But then as soon as you go back to the Ravin Hordes, it's just Grognard territory, right? I don't care for it. I don't care for it. I just want simplified rules so they're easy to follow and easy to understand. I understand that there's like special rules and stuff, but also the special rules are all mixed together, which is why I split them up to core and faction, so at least I had a good idea what was going on, you know? So yeah, I've been spoiled by 40k. And anyone who says, well, just learn to play, that's just not very helpful for someone who wants to learn how to play, is it? You know, you're just saying skill issue. Simplified, not simple. You really are a cringe 40k YouTuber. I am, mate. I am. And you know what? I live for it. But yeah, that's just something that was like, I thought was like, I don't know why they didn't think, maybe we need to like update these things, you know? Even just fucking putting the profiles on the data sheets was good. This stuff might as well been carved into tablets, mate. Old trash. It is a lot of it. A lot of it is old trash, but like, it'll be good when you get your head around it, but it's getting your head around it's going to be hard. So they made a choose your own adventure. Yeah, having to flip 3 different pages for 1 unit is pretty silly. So I think I'll end up making like custom data sheets for all my units. I'm not going to be making any more like just for the sake of it. I've done the starter set just so people can use them to try and learn, but I'm not going to be I probably won't make any more purely because I think Games Workshop will get pissed off. I made some easy ones for the starter set because those rules are free, pretty much. So, can I get those cards? Yeah, they're available in my video, mate. 10th edition spoiled you. Don't like the diehards here. You say this. It did. It did. Make Old World more like 40k. You can clip that as well. How many people buying Old World actually want to play Old World, and how many are just Warhammer Fantasy Battle players who just want to access the old models? I think a lot of it will come down to people wanting the models. And wanting the old models. That's why I wanted it. I only wanted the Tomb Kings. I just wanted Tomb Kings because it's really cool to get the old models I used to have that you've not been able to buy for 10 years. That I sold when I needed the money at the time, and now I wanted them back. And at the time I couldn't paint very well, and now I want the new ones so I can paint them better, make them cooler. They'll protest outside the shed for making it too much like 40k. Oh man, that'd be funny. That'd be funny if people started harassing me because I said I wanted to make it like 40k. Now give the crunch. I think the crunch is fine. I think the crunch is fine. I think like the presentation is wrong. The presentation has developed so far ahead in the last 10 years, where so many companies are like innovating so well, like digital rules, you know, simplified index cards, etc. Everything being on a single phone screen. That's just not doable in a Sigmar right now. Sorry, in the old world right now, and I think that'll be like the best thing that Games Workshop could do for the game. I think it's probably a little bit bad that they've left it the old way, but again, nostalgia wins all. A lot of the game, a lot of the hype is nostalgia, and I am a bit concerned about like the longevity of it all. I'm excited to see. I'll build a Tomb King's army. I'll probably like get like a couple of each unit and then call it a day. I was kind of going towards the Ossiarch Bone Reapers, and then it felt like Tomb Kings kind of came out. It was like Warhammer Fest, like Tomb Kings were here now, and I was like, bruh. Do you think having played old school Warhammer will help learning Old World, or do you think there's too many subtle differences that'll make it harder to get things right? I think you'll have an easier time to pick up Old World if you've played Fantasy Battles than someone who's never played Fantasy Battles before, because there's a lot of terminology in there that is like the same or very similar, and it's kind of like not a simplified rule set, but like a clearer rule set than it used to be, but it is still quite a dated rule set. So I think having Warhammer Fantasy Battles knowledge, like I have, it means I can like try and pick up a lot of things. I will say I haven't played the game, and I will say I've really struggled to get to play the game because there's a lot of stuff that you have to take in. It's a very, very bloated system because people have it, you know. They want it, you know. That's what they want. You know, it's a very bloated system. People like that. But I think if you're going to try and play this game, having that found knowledge will be really helpful because you'll understand a lot of the mechanics, because a lot of the mechanics will stay the same, you know? Like, for example, a reference I made in my video, you can give loads of units light armor, right? Light armor is chosen at the army list step, right? But then it's found in the rulebook and like a hand weapon. And then they're like things that people don't like commonly know, but as a fantasy battles player, you'll know what it is. You know, you've got light armor, heavy armor, and plate armor. You know, it's like 6, 5, 4 up save. That's a very simple like concept, but that's like a really big one. You know, that's like a really big one to to get your head around. It's like little stuff like that. Like all your weapons, a lot of them are fairly generic, but they're all in the rule book. So
the real question is, can I use ambles in tow?
no. No, they should stay dead and buried where they belong, unlike the old world that got dug up again. Thanks to the team, Daniel. I really appreciate you. Thanks to the team, mate. I really appreciate it. I think GW's most overlooked thing in every system is accessibility, and it definitely shows you this. Yeah, it's accessibility, I think, is a big issue. Because if you've never played it, and you want to get into it, and you get given this... You get given, let's take the Arcane Tome journal out. We don't need that. You get given this, you're going to be like, what the fuck, bro? You know? It's just, what the fuck, bro? Like, to be fair, like, with this book, if you're playing a faction, as I said, it's like 20 pages. You know? Let's have a look. Out of this book, that is Tomb Kings, and 2 pages of that is lore and a bit of art at the back. You know, so that's like not so bad to get your head around. I think I've picked up the units well. It's just like trying to look at this bad boy. It's, again, how many pages is this? I need to work out how many pages of rules are in here. It's 352 pages. Now let me find the rules. That's a reference. So these are the rules. 1 second. 1 second. That's the... Okay, 1 second. Nearly there. Nearly there. Nearly there. Nearly there, chat. 352 pages, by the way. This is all rules I'm holding. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. How to play the core rules starts on page 114. 114, and the rules end on 350. That is actually crazy. That is over 200 pages. Now, to be granted, there's a little art section that breaks up the core rules and the advanced rules, okay? So let's drop 50 pages. That's still nearly 200 pages of rules. Okay? So it has a little arc section in the middle, has some battlefield, which is very cool, very epic. But then it goes right back into rules. That's like nearly 200 pages of rules. That is so daunting. Like, give that to any new player. Be like, yeah, you got to read 200 pages of rules and kind of learn it. All right? And people say 40k is confusing. You know? But it still needs to FAQs as well, 250 pages in. $40k just hides all the rules below on data cards. Yeah, but I only need to reference data cards during the game and I can pick it up and look at it. I can't do that yet. You know? So no, I haven't played the game yet. I'm going to try and play a game this week. I'm meeting a friend I've not spoken to in a long time. But we actually first played Fantasy together many years ago. And I got them into 40k. And they've been playing 40k ever since they went to Age of Sigmar. But we're having a game next week. And I'm going to try and figure out the game. But yeah, 200 pages of rules is a bit ridiculous, that's all. That's what you got when I was 15 and getting into Warhammer at a time with no internet tutorials. How is it harder now with all the accessible media? I think because there's so much more option now, you know. Oh, do any of the books have a collecting an army real world example? I always love those in the core rules and iron books. They don't have too much because the Forces of Fantasy and the Ravening Hordes book are essentially like an index book. But they have all your factions in here. They have some like nice pictures of the models. Which the new BSB isn't pictured in here, which I was very interested in for the Tomb Kings. Because they have like a little bit of lore. They have the data sheets or profiles or whatever you want to call them. And the rules. And then they have like a nice spread, which I thought was cool. This got me hype. I looked at this and I was like, damn boy. It does just look so cool. I don't care if they're old models. I am a bit hype about that. You know? And then they got like this, and I'm like, yeah, I never owned Sepulchral Stalkers. I think I owned some and they're all smashed and built with super glue, really bad, never used them. I was like, yeah, boy, that's so sick. I want some of that. You know? And then I turned the page, and then I got that one, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty sick, to be fair. That is pretty sick. The Arcane Journal is a little bit more in depth. But the Arcane Journal is kind of like a codex, kind of like an army book, but expand on it, you know? This has loads. This has, like, lore. It has, like, narrative battles in it, which is cool. It would have been nice to be able to do a battle report for the launch, but I just haven't had it long enough. And then they had this spread, and I was like, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, you know? And then these, which I thought was interesting. So, like, this Arcane Journal has, like, an army list for... And then it just makes you use units that don't exist. Which is pretty fun. So, like, you got the Sepulchral Stalkers, which can also be built as Necropolis Knights. But they can also be built now as Necroserpents by just leaving the riders off. And then you've got Tomb Guard Chariots as well, which are a conversion. So, they're actively promoting conversions, which makes me think that maybe... maybe the old world team wanted to bring out new units but couldn't, so they've kind of like had to make it up as they go along and be a little bit more inventive, you know? Because I said there's like units in here that don't exist technically, but they're just like conversions. So I know people are talking about it in my Discord today, but let's have a look. Give me an example. Arch Necrotect. Okay, Arch Necrotect. And it's got like a box here that says, representing this unit in your games, painted in rich, vibrant colours or mounted upon a scenic base, an Arch Necrotect can easily be distinguished from a humble Necrotect. You know? Venerable Ushabti. Venerable Ushabti can either distinguish from regular Ushabti by painting the models in rich, vibrant colours or placing them on scenic bases. What was another one? Necroserpents. Use the Necropolis Knights kit but don't build the riders. Tomb Guard Chariots. Use skeleton chariots crewed by Tomb Guard. So they've like added some extra units technically, but they're like conversions but not real units, which I thought was interesting. So I do think there's been a bit of an internal battle with this book, or with like the old world in general, with like the legacy armies, with the extra units that are in there, the fact that they've hardly launched anything at launch. I think there's like been something like really weird gone on behind the scenes. They've kind of like shoved it out the door just to see what happens. You know, I thought that was really interesting. Like having the Necroserpent sounds like a cool unit. The Tomb Guard Chariot sounds like a cool unit. It's just interesting. They're just going, just paint it nicer, and that'll be that one. New recruit solves all your data card issue. What's new recruit? Historically, new recruit was only available for 9th age fantasy battles. Over the years, new recruit has been recognized as the best army builder for the 9th age by thousands of people. Oh. I didn't know what this was. Classic theme. The 9th age. Ah. Undying Dynasties, I imagine. 4,500 points! Okay. Skeletons. Not yet. Oh. Can I not do it because I don't pay for it? Can I look at the unit? Do I have to pay? This is basically Battlescribe 2.0. I think so. Combat. It's free with no ads. Custom view. Really. Oh, so you can't look at data sheets. Can you look at data? I thought the point was look at data sheets. I don't know. You found a Ninth Age army builder? I did. When you export an army list, select pretty PDF. List options. Export list. Pretty PDF. Yep, that's a data sheet, alright. Guys, I don't think this is it. Is it because I don't have any? One spear. I want all spears and a standard bearer and a champion. Now I'll export it as a data sheet. Yeah, that's a pretty data sheet. Don't think that's what I was looking for. Don't think that fixed my data sheet problem. Ah, if you win your first game, will you dance like an Egyptian? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I will. But yeah, I'm pretty hyped. I'm pretty hyped for Old World. I'm excited to play. I'm probably going to try and film some of my game, but just like kind of like a, not really like a battle report, but like a report of the game. If that makes sense. You know, I want to like talk about my experience of playing the Old World, and I'm hopefully playing this week or next week, maybe over the weekend. But we'll see. We'll see. I have got a big build and paint video. I'm going to leak it to you now because you've stayed over and watched all the Old World content tonight. I've basically done a video you might have seen. I was painting this weekend. This one. I was painting this weekend. Okay. And then there's Louis. Remember Louis from the Louis show? You got Mark, who you don't know Mark, but Mark's great. And we got Lambo. The leak is that we filmed a painting video, okay? 3 versus 1. Me versus bros, them. Who can paint the box better? Me painting the Tomb Kings on my own, or 3 people painting the Bretonians together. Okay. That's the concept for the video. Not going to leak anymore. It's a very good, exciting video. It's very, very fun. It's very, very funny. Josh, the Pickle Jar, filmed and is currently editing it. There's something that we've got a company working with us. Again, they're very cool, very epic. Got some exciting stuff to show you about them. But basically, that's why you haven't seen any of my models. You've only seen one. And it's that horseman right there. But Wednesday, I will be painting some Tomb Kings models because they have some spare. So on Wednesday morning, I will be painting Tomb Kings. I'll be showing you how I paint my Tomb Kings, okay? Because I painted a load of the weekend, and all I've done since then is paint more. So yeah, so Wednesday morning, for the morning news, we're probably going to do some hobby. We're going to paint some Tomb Kings, which will be pretty sick. I'll show you how I've painted them for this video, but then the video is going to be really fun. So... Did you get tag teamed by 3 guys? I really did. I really did. Is going full chariot spam competitive? I don't really know. I think there's a lot of things. I think the chariots look okay. I don't think they look great. I don't think the chariots look great, to be honest. I mean, they look fine. I think I was chatting to Steve, Ginger Steve. We were talking about the Orc Ball Boys, and they sound horrific, to be honest. Because they get about 9 different rules that all stack on the charge, which is something that I've completely forgot about. Stacking rules and stacking buffs. And I haven't found anything that stops you stacking abilities. For example, an AP stack. I haven't seen anything like that. A strength stack. I haven't seen anything that stops that. But yeah, like, chariots look fine, I would say. I don't really know what's good in Tomb Kings. I'm just excited to put some models on the table, to be honest. I'm just kind of excited to put some models on the table. They don't have a bunch of cool rules. They got impact hits, which is cool. I think the Tomb Guard chariots look fun because I think they can re-roll impact hits or something. You know. They sound cool. They sound epic. That's all I'll say. Let me find it. Tomb Guard chariots. What do they have? Impact hits D3 plus 1. It's not a reroll. I was wrong. But anyway. Louis doesn't count. Louis doesn't count now. Yeah, Mark's in chat, by the way. So Mark here. Mark there is Mark in chat, as you can see. In a game I watched, the chariots got melted by Demigryph countercharge. I wish I already had an army, because loads of people are playing games and I just couldn't because I don't have an army. It'd be nice, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, chat. I think that's about it for today. So my review of the old world. Sounds fun. Excited to actually play. But I'm currently painting the models and they'll be on the channel soon. Meta Monday? There isn't a Meta Monday, it's Old World. Demigryphs seem OP as heck. There is a few OP things. Demigryphs look really OP. Gyrocopters look really OP. Orc ball boys look really OP. And I think people are starting to realise that there is no limit to ranks, okay? And there's no limit to ranks. And every model in a front rank fights. So if you have a unit of 40 warriors, you could put 40 of them in the front rank and have no other ranks. And then charge something, and then all 40 attack. However, as soon as you try and move, you're going to really struggle because you got a unit of 40 in a line. So I can have 100 spearmen in a rank across the board. I'm pretty sure that's correct, yeah. I'm pretty sure you can. But also I think it's quite funny because units block line of sight to each other. So if you have like a line of infantry in one big rank, you could potentially block line of sight to your entire army. Oh, did really well this weekend. Is that why Magoo wants me to look? Bro, no one cares about 40k anymore. It's all about old world. It's all about the old world. What do we know about 40k? No one cares because the balanced data slate isn't out yet. Why am I not in dark mode? What the fuck? Bruh. Does anyone care about Meta Monday for 40k anymore? Is that because you're shitty? Maybe I'd slap you silly with 40k. Oh look, Eldar have won again. Oh, Sisters have won again. Oh, Space Marines. Probably John Lennon's list has won. Custodies won. Did anyone else turn up? Australia, probably a weird rule set. Orcs won in Austria. That's fun. Sisters won. Orcs won too. What's going on? Eldar won again. Great, nice. Orcs won 3 events. What is this? Warlords of Walsall, GT1, UKTC, ITC. Fuck me. Orcs won 4 events. That is pretty insane to be honest. I sent a screenshot on your Discord for new recruit day cards. If they don't have a fantasy though, that's gonna be pretty shit. Come on now, what image are you getting hate for? The thumbnail, mate. I spoke about it at the beginning of the stream. Feel free to rewind about it. Great Knights, 135% win rate. Black Templar's still the strongest, well, now the strongest faction in the game. Or is this in alphabetical? Oh no. Black Templar's Iron Storm's been through the way to run. I've actually had a few games using Black Templars and using Blood Angels again, but as all as Iron Storm, and it has been pretty insane to be honest. So I'm just kind of waiting for the balanced data slate. I'm just waiting for the balanced data slate before I confirm what army I'm going to be taking, because my next tournament is the Manchester GT. The next tournament I'm playing is Manchester GT in March. Speaking of tournaments, chat. Super All Stars, okay? I can't confirm any dates, but I'll clear your calendar mid-April and a clear calendar beginning of November, okay? There's a league. There's a real league, okay? I can't confirm the dates, but I'll clear your calendar, okay? Keep your calendar free around those times. I'm working with the venue with, like, this close. There's been a few complications since last time, which has been a bit annoying. I wanted to announce the dates the week after the event, but here we are in 2024 in January. Still not quite clarified that the event's going ahead. But I'll clear your calendars ready, okay? Beginning of November and mid-April. But maybe some cool events. Maybe some more in between, but not quite as big. So, anyway, that's it. That's it. Or is it? Yes. Clear your calendar, Mr. Mercenary Q, Mr. Arhane. Mr. Magoo, clear your calendar, boys. We've got game time. Okay. Anyway, turns out my video, my tweet's blown up a little bit about the easy to read data cards, which is pretty sick. A lot of people like that, so it seems. And let me have a look at the stats on the video. That's pretty hype. Do I have to? Yes, you do, Lambo. Oh, the video. Oh, let's go. It's a 2 out of 10. Chat. Chat, it's a 2 out of 10. Let's go. Let's go. That's sick. I did photoshopping and people actually cared. People actually care. Oh, great time to be alive. What a great time. Right, I need to do more drama, but with the resolution videos. That's cool. That's cool. I'm hyped for that. I'm hyped. People interested in the old world content. That's a good start. I did say it was a bit clickbaity then, but I actually had a resolution, so I felt like it wasn't clickbait. But anyway, that's a fun way to end the stream. Thank you so much for hanging out tonight. Really appreciate it. I'll be back Wednesday morning painting Old World, talking drama, finding other general internet drama happening. I'm going to put the tomes down now. Finding general internet drama that's happening. Last week we spoke about if everyone is a Nazi. And what else did we talk about? We spoke about... Oh, Sculper's getting fucked. That was it. So this week we should have some fun mods. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you all. I do really appreciate it. Thank you everyone who's gifted a membership. We had Mandy with a big fat 10. We had Jay Taylor with 5. We had Conga and Decknell become members. Sorry, Conga became a member. Decknell did a donation. And we had some gifted from Andy and Overboard. And we had some resubs from a bunch of other people as well. So thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thanks for all the support. I really appreciate you all. Let me know if you want to see more Old World streams and Old World content. But otherwise, thanks so much for watching. And I'll hopefully catch you Wednesday. Okay? Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye for now. Thank you, Big Red 40 Tech, for the membership. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks so much. Right, I'm going to go. Bye-bye for now. Bye. Love you all. Bye.